Hello there, people of the internet. Cameron Pleasant here. Welcome to my new show, Top 5. And today is the top 5 reasons to play the Final Fantasy TCG. So if you're a player looking to get into the Final Fantasy TCG, or even a veteran who's been playing for quite a while and you just want a reason to brag about the game to somebody, this countdown will have something for you. Now, I have an announcement at the end of this video, but for now, let's get to the countdown. The game is still new. First up, the Final Fantasy TCG is still quite new, which offers quite a few advantages. We're only on the 7th set after all. Hey, what are you doing there? Other advantages are the prices of the cards are quite cheap in comparison to other trading card games. Also, the game offers you ways to build decks quite cheaply because the cheaper cards in the sets are actually still very good. They've also released the Heroes Villains deck. Give you some really good cards in there, some of them worth quite a bit of money too. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, comment down below. I'm more than happy to explain the deck in a bit more depth. We're also happy to help out with deck building. 4. The game is easy to learn. Now the Final Fantasy TCG, just like any other card game, is quite complex. But at the core of it all, it is very easy to pick up. The mechanics of this game are very good and very easy for beginners to sort of get into the swing of things. Also, deck building is really fun and quite simple from my experience, especially compared to a lot of the other games where I've found people mostly net deck. Number 3. Great play mechanics. Following up from number 4 is the game mechanics, which are simply awesome. To be able to discard cards from your hand to generate mana is really cool, because that means you can still play cards without needing any backups on the field. It also makes the game a lot better because you don't really have dead hands in this game. You can generally always play a card. The Final Fantasy TCG is also quite balanced. With a game that doesn't really have a proper meta, not that I believe anyway, that can just not be beaten. Because every deck sort of has strengths and weaknesses to certain decks, which is really fun. That being said though, if you do have an unbeatable deck in this game, please comment down below. I'd love to see it. I'd love to play against it. So yeah, let me know if you do find the unbeatable deck. Player interactions in the Final Fantasy TCG are also really cool because you can go with all these great little chains, combat tricks. There's so much more, but you really got to play it to see it. Number 2, prizes. At number 2, we have prizes. The Final Fantasy TCG actually offers quite a few prizes for its players. Just for playing in your weekly tournament, you can expect to get a booster pack, a promo card, and possibly some dice, and more booster packs depending how well you finish in the tournament. Pre-releases also offer some great prizes too, or perks for actually just participating. Like the last one, we got a really beautiful deck box. You get a foil promo and you get all these booster packs depending on how well you do in the actual tournament. And for the exceptional players who make it to big events like Worlds, you can expect to get plane tickets and accommodation and so much more. Number 1, the community. Now number 1 definitely has to be the community. I've played at so many different locations and I have met so many great people along the way. This game really is a game for a great community. I've made some great friends and had some awesome matches along the way. The community, as I know it, is kind, generous and helpful. Any new player who comes to our store can be expected to be helped with their deck and helped with learning how to play the game. All in all, Final Fantasy is just a really great game to be a part of, and we would love to have you join us. So that's the countdown. Now, as I said at the beginning of this video, I have an announcement to make. The announcement is I have a new challenge. So at the end of my videos, I want to make a challenge to the people. Now, the first challenge I have goes out to the people of the internet. Draw your favorite Final Fantasy character and I will pick the #1 character. So to enter the competition, draw your picture, put it on the Facebook page, which I'll have linked down below, and next week I'll shout out the winner. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Top 5. I've been Cameron Pleasant. Now don't forget, keep being legendary, and I'll see you next week.